My name is Carrion. I actually go by Nina. I want to start a YouTube channel for lifestyle because I'm just a person who loves beautiful things, and why not share it to the world? But I wanted to create some blogs or some vlogs that will show you some of the things that I like to do, some of the things that I like to buy, and to show you how much of a minimalist I am. I really go by the motto, work smarter, not harder. So, with a lot of things that I do, from makeup to clothes, um, I usually just take the shorter route so that I can um, be lazy. Hi. So, okay, my first vlog is actually going to be about luxury handbags. Um, I love buying handbags. Is one of my favorite things to do. I'm such a girly girl in some ways, but I'm actually a tomboy in some ways too. But we'll get into that later. What I wanted to go over were the designer handbags that I have gotten over time. I have sold quite a few. Um, Only because sometimes I get bored of certain purses. But let's get right into it. So, my first purse that I absolutely love, and one of my favorite purses of all times, is actually my Yves Saint Laurent or Saint Laurent Sac du Jour. This is the large one. I actually got it on sale from Rue La La. These normally run around like 3,300, 3,500, and I ended up getting it off of Rue La La for 2,200. Um, I have my little lottery bag charm on it. If any of you know, and I know a lot of people that collect handbags and that get charms. They have some lottery charms, but it's the macaroon store that they have in a lot of places. Flagship store in Paris, France, and they have some here in the States, such as in New York, which is where I got mine from, and also in Miami. Now, the Sac du Jour, unfortunately, the large one does not come with a strap, so I can't wear it as a crossbody or anything like that. I have to normally either wear it by the handle or wear it on my arm. And I will say this, because of the size of it, it can fit a lot, but it will make the purse pretty heavy, because on its own it's actually pretty heavy. And there's actually nothing in here right now, and as you can see, it has the back pocket and have two big parts of it that's like on the other side of the zipper middle part right here. But the thing about it is, it's such a beautiful bag. I just can't help it. I love to wear it, but it's not the most convenient bag. I will be honest about that, but I do love this bag very much. So one of my other bags that I got around the same time, maybe a few months prior to my Sac du Jour, is actually probably one of my favorite bags of all times too. I know I just said that about the Sac du Jour, but it's the Givenchy, excuse me, Antigona. I love this bag. This is actually the bag that I'm currently carrying right now. As you can see, it looks pretty full because I don't know how to underpack. Anywho, I keep some of everything in my purse, so I love big bags. So you'll see me a lot of times with big bags, of course, except for when it's like date night, or if I'm going out, then I'll have a smaller bag. But for an everyday bag, this is one of the most perfect bags. This is in the sugar leather, and this actually I got from Rue La La as well. So a lot of you know that the largest side of the Antigona still runs you about $23.50 before taxes. I actually got this one off of Rue La La. And I do love Rue La La. They have some good sales sometimes for $1,600. I had been fiending for one of these for the longest time. But one thing you'll learn about me, I am a bargain shopper. I do not like paying full price. There are a few things I'll pay full price for, but normally I like to find sales. And a lot of times I'll help my family and friends find sales of their dream bags as well. You can see it has a little crease right here, only because of the fact that I put so much stuff in it, made it crease like that. But I've had this bag for a while now, and it's definitely stood the test of times now. So again, I mentioned that this is pretty bulky because I have a lot of things in it. I would go over what things are in my purse, but I think I ought to do another, vlog for what's in my purse. So we'll get to that later. But for now, let me go over the rest of my collection. I don't have a huge collection because, like I mentioned, I do sell purses at times. Sometimes when I feel like I'm not going to wear it anymore, or that I'm not going to get its worth out of it, then I'll sell it. So let's go over the rest of my collection. Since I was doing the big bags, I'm going to stay with the big bag theme. And another line of purses I like is, this is the Fendi Toujours. The Yves Saint Laurent was the Sac du Jour. This is the Toujours. So I really wanted this bag for a long time, and I just waited to find, somewhere that I knew was going to have a good sale on it at some point. So I, on another site, bluefly.com, and a lot of these sites I mentioned you, very trusted sites, everything authentic, everything brand new. It's not consignment, although I will buy consignment, but all of those bags I bought brand new, including off of Bluefly. So this particular bag, like, it has the little tag right here that you could go to the Fendi store and get your initials on, and I really thought about it because I have my initials on one of my other purses, one of my Louis Vuitton, so I really wanted to do that. But then I thought about, well, if I ever think about reselling it, it was not a great idea for me to put my initials on here. So what I did do, because I like to give my purses sometimes that little extra flair, is go and get some type of charm or something to add to the bag, give it its little flavor. And one thing I didn't show you from my Antigona, I actually have a Fendi bug on that purse, which I'm going to take off right now and show it to you. So a lot of times I'll put my Fendi bug on my Fendi purse. And this one's name is Marshmallow. I actually got the bug off of bluefly.com too. They had a really great price for it. I think I got it for around $300. Usually one tip about Bluefly that I would do is I get the emails from them, so a lot of time I will know when they will have extra off. So if they have like maybe extra 10% off, and sometimes rarely, but it's definitely worth it, is the extra 20% off. And in fact, that's how I bought both the Toujours and the bug, was with the 20% off. I don't play about them bargains. Next bag I'm going to show you, another big bag that I have. It's actually my most recent purchase. It's the big wave of Gucci right now. Everybody's loving the Gucci handbags. So I followed the trend as well. And I love their purses. They're very pretty. I ended up getting the Gucci Dionysus in red. So beautiful. So now, as I mentioned before, sometimes I get stuff through consignment as well. And I got this beautiful purse from Be More Betty. It's a very trusted consignment store. She has 2 locations, both in Washington, D.C. and in Baltimore. Her main store, which is in Baltimore, is the one that I bought this from. I have my notifications on Instagram to alert me whenever Betty is posting, because those things fly off the shelves. But as soon as she posted this one, I just had to have it, and I got it. But she also, with this particular purchase, she had a sale, a rare sale, midnight sale. I just so happened to be up because I'm using that up around midnight. But she had a midnight sale. Me and my sister both got the notifications, and we both went in there and bought some items, and I just had to have this one. And now, mind you, I'll show you a little bit close on here. The only thing about this handbag is there were a couple of little scratches on there in the front, if you can see. But to me, I didn't care. As long as it wasn't like fully damaged, because the rest of the purse is in impeccable shape and you can barely see the little scratches on there, just like I showed. But it came with everything. Those of you who have Dionysus know that they come with two different straps. So they have this strap and they have the Gucci signature color strap, and then it also came with the dust bag. So I'll show you the inside of here. It has a little push button on here. So the inside is very similar to my sac du jour, where it has the two sides, the back pocket and then the middle pocket. So there's a lot of room, and unlike the sac du jour, it actually is a little bit more flexible, so you could probably fit more into it. But just because of the structure of the bag, I try not to put too much into it because I don't want to look bulky on this. So now what I'm going to get into is, you know, everybody has their starter purse. And I don't know if I mentioned to you beforehand, probably did, but my first starter purse was actually a Louis Vuitton purse. Now, I'm not going to do that one in particular, but I got that one in college. And I didn't buy another big designer handbag actually for quite a few years later. So my next first purchase was another Louis Vuitton bag, and this is usually most people's starter handbag, is my 35 Speedy in the damier print. I really love this bag. I thought that it was super cute and I just had to have it. And despite the fact that I knew that, you know, a lot of people were going to have this bag, I still wanted it anyway because I just thought it was gorgeous. And a lot, you know, the thing about the damier too is not only the print on the outside, which is different from the monogram, but the inside, the red inside is so beautiful. And no, it's not real leather, but the material on here is still holds up really well, and I love it. But one thing I did do to try to make my purse, you know, a little bit different from everybody else's, was to get my initials on there. And not too many people have my initials, so it's okay. And the reason why I did that is, you know, thinking of a purse like this, you might think you might resell it, but for me, I just love Louis Vuitton. I just think that this is such a classic purse, and I just cannot see myself ever giving this away. But one other thing I did do to give it a little flavor is I went back to the Louis Vuitton store in Lenox Mall in Atlanta, and I purchased this charm, and it felt so good to be able to buy that charm. Now this is one of the these are actually two of the items that I bought at full price, because as you know, Louis Vuitton does not go on sale. You can find some at consignment stores, but that's about it. You will not find any other ones that you can find on sale like at Rue La La, Blue Fly, unless it is a pre-used bag or pre-used item. So one of my other bags. So going back into the story of, you know, buying the classic Louis Vuitton, you know, most people will either buy the Speedy or they'll buy the Neverfull. Well, even though I love the Neverfull, I have nothing bad to say about the Neverfull. I'm a Cancer, so I'm moody, so my mood changes all the time about things. And so one thing about the fact that I saw that a lot of people had the Neverfull, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to get the same tote that everybody else had, you know, and get a tote for like traveling with. And I didn't want to have that Neverfull that I pretty much saw everybody with. Like I said, again, I love the bag. It's beautiful. But I just didn't want to be just like everybody else with the Neverfull. So what I did instead is, again, on Blue Fly, Blue Fly has some great sales now. Don't sleep on them. You just have to catch them. But on Blue Fly, instead of going and getting a Neverfull, which would have been at full price anyway, because if I bought it from the store, is to catch this great deal on bluefly.com and get my Fendi Zuka tote. Now the thing about this tote is I just thought it was beautiful. It just had so many different colors on it, meaning I could, you know, carry it with a lot. but it just looked different. I just love the fact that it looked different. I know a lot of people for totes, they'll either go, you know, the Neverfull route, or they even go Goyard, which at some point I'll probably get a Goyard. But right now I'm really loving my Fendi tote, and I got it on sale for about $800. So that would have been a lot less cheaper than to get, if I did get the Neverfull, it would have been in the big size, the GM. But this is a pretty big bag itself, and it holds a lot, and I just really love the colors on it, and I love the way it looks. I love how it stands out, and I like to stand out sometimes. So now, one of my other totes, before I get into my smaller handbags, which I don't have as many small handbags, is actually my everyday work tote. Now, some people might not consider this necessarily luxury because of the name. I consider it luxury because I absolutely love this line, and they have magnificent items, and I think that because of the price, it's still luxury to me. So it's Tory Burch. I love Tory Burch. I believe that Tory Burch has a lot of classic looks. I've actually bought a ton of Tory Burch handbags over time. Now I have sold quite a few of them, so right now I only have 2 Tory Burch handbags, and one of them is my everyday tote. I love this tote right here. This is the New York tote, and I think that that's the perfect name for it, because when I've gone and visited New York a lot of times and seen, you know, that working girl with her tote, a lot of times it looks like this style of a tote. The material is very nice, but I always like to jazz things up a little bit, so I went and got a Tory Burch charm to put on here as well. Now, I do have one complaint about this tote though, and it's not overall Tory Burch purses, but this tote in particular. And I'm sorry, I said the name wrong. It's the York tote, not New York. I just put that new on there, you know. But the complaint about it is you should not carry too much in here because it's not gonna hold. And I know you saw how thin those straps were on my Fendi tote, and these look a little thicker, but the Fendi tote, I've put a lot of stuff in. I've never really had much wear on those, and I actually had the Fendi tote longer. But on my York tote, unfortunately, I'll show this to you, it doesn't stand up as much. You can see it has a little tear right there on the sides of it. And thankfully though, you can't really see it as well because of the buckle straps right here in the front. And on this one, it's actually a little worse, but I have the charm to cover it up. So the biggest thing that I love about this too is actually that Bordeaux color. You know, I bought this in 2016 when Bordeaux was getting a lot of hype, and I just wanted to get something Bordeaux too. And when I saw this purse, I just had to have it. And I will say one thing that I do love about Tory Burch too is, like, when you are a loyal customer to Tory Burch, they will send you some type of gift card every year for your birthday. So that's when I bought this, and I got $50 off of the tote. So it definitely was a great purchase. So now on to my smaller handbags. Again, like I said, I don't have that many, but I tried to get, you know, a few designer ones, and I have sold a few designer ones too. I don't know what I was thinking with my smaller ones because I need more of those. But let's get into those. Probably one of my better purchases of all time. It's my little YSL clutch. So I'll let you all in on a little secret on here. So I've told you that I sell on Poshmark. Well, I buy it on Poshmark too. The good thing about Poshmark is they will authenticate anything that is over $500. So if I'm buying a luxury item, I usually look to see if it's over $500 because I know that if it's real, that Poshmark is definitely going to let me know. If it's not, Poshmark is definitely going to let me know. I actually attempted once to buy a Chanel purse from this person, and Poshmark notified me that the purse was fake. They closed down the person's account, and so for that I give Poshmark total kudos. So now into my clutch. So this was basically a brand new clutch. I got it off of Poshmark, and I love this clutch because it actually is pretty big on the inside. There's a lot that you could actually hold in here. I can hold my cell phone, I can actually hold one of my thinner wallets, and I can actually hold a few other items that I would put into here. I always, sometimes in my purses, I will keep the authenticity cards on the inside in case I ever plan to, you know, resell them. And you see, this one is still in the plastic, and I just keep it in a little side pocket here. But back to Poshmark. So there was a person who was selling it on there, and I think she was selling it for around $700 or so. So I bargained with her, and I ended up getting it for $550. And it was still over 500, so it was authenticated, and I just loved it when I got it. Isn't it gorgeous? So another item that I got off of Poshmark, actually I left it. Let's hold on one second. Hey guys, I'm back. So I was mentioning to you how when I bought my YSL clutch, I bought it off of Poshmark. Well, it was another great purchase that I found off of Poshmark too. It's probably a year later afterwards, but it was actually another YSL clutch. This one is absolutely gorgeous. I love everything about this purse. I love the black hardware. I love the chevron look. I love how mini it is, and I even love the caviar leather on here. It is so gorgeous. And actually, so it appeased my appetite for a second. Notice I said a second. To get a Chanel caviar. Obviously, that would have been a much more expensive purchase, and I'm still looking and still trying to find that perfect Chanel and that perfect price. So anyway, this is normally $1,300 clutch. I got this beautiful thing for just $600, and again, Poshmark authenticated, and it was brand new. It was not used or anything like that. Everything was completely brand new, and it came with the dust bag and everything, and it came with the authenticity cards. And I just really love this clutch. It's one of my favorites. It's so gorgeous. But yes, again, like I mentioned to y'all, I'm a great bargain shopper. So if you ever need help, let me know. Now on to a couple of more of my smaller purses. So again, I mentioned to you all that I definitely love Tory Burch. So I actually had seen this clutch in one of the Saks Fifth Avenue catalogs, and I just thought how gorgeous this purse was. And I went on the Tory Burch site and I saw the price, and I was like, that is gorgeous, but I'm just not ready to pay that right now. So I let time pass, which I tend to do a lot of times, and I had seen Tory Burch was having a sale, and I ended up getting this beauty of a purse for almost like $100 off. I love this purse, and that's probably a receipt from somewhere, I'm not sure. But it's so gorgeous. So it's kind of like wooden material and kind of like a shiny plastic on there, if you can see. Now the bad thing about this purse, as you can see from up here, I had never worn the clutch, but I took it out of town, and I did stick it in a duster, because you definitely should do that to protect your items. But some kind of way, still, I don't know if it was, you know, the bag check people, whatever the case was, but when I opened up my luggage, it had the little scratch up there on the wood, and I was so distraught. But it is what it is, you know. It's just material things, and it's okay. It gives it a little character, and I still love this purse. It's still gorgeous. And you know, I just love the colors, and I really love the yellow on there. That just gives it a nice little pop to it, so I love it. So last but not least, I know I had already given a story probably too many times about my very first purchase, which was a Louis Vuitton clutch. Now, if I could not, you know, get rid of my very first luxury purchase, that's just a no-no. What I ended up getting, this is actually the very first purse I bought. I bought it in college. I bought it with my own money. I drove to Atlanta from Knoxville, Tennessee, and I went to the Louis Vuitton store. I knew exactly which purse I wanted to get, and I ended up buying it. So right now, you see it looks like a clutch, which is what I wear it as now. I think it was the perfect purchase because now I can use it a lot and use it as a clutch. And a lot of people looking like, I don't know that purse. Well, of course you don't know that purse, because what I did was stick the strap on the inside, and now it looks pretty familiar, right? Yes. So I love this purse. I will say it's probably been beaten up quite a bit, because you can see the edges are kind of like screaming at you, you know, sticking out, but it is still in great shape, and I love this purse still. And like I mentioned, I just put the strap on the inside and I wear it as a clutch, and I wear it proudly because it just still reminds me of when I was able to buy my first luxury designer handbag in college, and that actually just gives me a warm fuzzy feeling on the inside. Okay guys, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my vlog on my own luxury designer handbags. I hope you come by and see more of my vlogs. I have a lot of interesting things to show you guys about lifestyle, about clothes, about shoes, even Star Wars. Yes, I'm a big comic geek. But come back and see more of my videos. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.